This is Prime Ticket, the world's largest regional sports network.
We'll be right back with a word from tonight's finalist.
Welcome back to Chris Agajanian Speedway America, and it's my pleasure to introduce Jeannie Sweet. Congratulations on becoming a bikini contest finalist. Tell us where you're from and what you do.
Well, thank you very much. I'm from Fountain Valley, and I'm a corporate sales manager for a local hotel, but I'll let that remain anonymous.
Why is that? You should just tell everybody out there right now exactly where you work in the, but you look a little bit cold out here tonight.
I'm a little bit cold, just a little bit.
All right, congratulations to you. A lovely lady and a great winner. Back to you, Larry.
And now exciting semi-action, handicap semi-action here on semi number 1, Prime Network coverage of Chris Agajanian Speedway America. That is Brent Werner right there. Let's get a little closer look at him. Number 21, he's on a Westlake, sponsored by Sorello Racing and Quaker State Oil. Number 21, Brent Werner, looks about 14 years old, doesn't he? He's a youngster, Bruce. Werner comes out to do battle. Young gladiators on steeds of steel. Here we go. John Aiden, the 18-year-old high school quiz. We saw him earlier. Robert Fetzing, Alan Christian, Steve Lucero. What a lineup, my goodness. Brent Werner and Sutton Sam Ermolenko.
Boy, this looks like a main event. Now remember, the first 4 will transfer into the main event. Now, remember, the points only happen in the main event, so these guys on the back marker really have to do some riding to get through those experienced front marker riders, because these guys are riding well up front.
They really are, and you got a hell of a lineup here. Look at, there's Sam Ermolenko. Smallest track in Speedway. In England, they run, what, up to over a quarter mile, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes up to 1,000 meter, was just under a mile.
No kidding.
Yeah, now there's a shot of Sam Ermolenko. Okay, he's had 1 heat underneath his belt, so he's ready, but he's got Fetzing and Lucero in front of him. Look at the guys he's got to go through. He's
got to pass them to transfer. It's going to be a good race. Watch this. There's Aiden right in the middle. Watch him. He goes up. They launch. They drop the clutch into the first turn. Aiden leading him.
Fetzing and Lucero had a little tangle right there from the start, and Ermolenko almost gets a rear wheel of Steve Lucero.
Fetzing goes to third. The yellow leathers. Watch him. He's going out to the outside. Aiden in front. 21 Werner in second. Fetzing trying to go to the outside. Bruce?
Fetzing goes right to the outside. The smartest move of the night for him. Look at him already just about by John Aiden. Remember, the first 4 will transfer into the main event.
Katie bar the door. It's Fetzing running in front. Aiden running in second. Werner third. And here is Lucero knocking on the door in fourth. Robert Fetzing a big lead.
Now Sam Ermolenko is right there on the left part of your screen. Sam Ermolenko is going around the outside, and oh, that looks like number 21.
Werner pushes him up against the wall, Bruce, but Ermolenko comes back.
And there's Lucero as well, right underneath Sam Ermolenko and John Aiden.
So Aiden in the white is running in second. That is Ermolenko on the right, going to the outside. The crowd's starting to come alive. He's got second. White flag, 1 lap to go.
Oh, and Steve Lucero is pounding on the door. Remember, Lucero wants a transfer spot. Here comes Alan Christian around John Aiden.
Christian on the left, Lucero on the right. They got a sandwich, and Aiden goes down.
Oh, Boy, they really pressured him in that last corner right there.
They did, and he got a lot of experience there. The crowd loved Ermolenko coming around the outside. And there is a tough break for him.
It was a tough break for him, but he showed so much composure. It didn't happen until the very last corner there. He had some tough competition on each side of him.
Robert Fetzing looking good. Let's take a look. Here's the final lap. That's Aiden right in the middle. Bruce, what happened? You got Lucero on the right.
Lucero's on the inside of the racetrack. Look at Alan Christian on the outside. Aiden has got some tough company. Now, Lucero can't go to the outside, so he's got to do everything he can to move Aiden out of the way. Christian's got to get around him because it's a last transfer spot. Look at. Right there, Lucero kind of moves him over, but he did not hit him. He did not hit Aiden. Aiden just didn't have anywhere to go. Actually, a lot of heat was applied to John Aiden, and John Aiden just kind of laid his bike down. Here's the last lap.
Finish, and there is
Fetzing.
Robert Fetzing
Taking his hand off the handlebar, waving. I'll be happy if I was him too, getting a win from this crew.
Let me tell you. Handicap semi number 2 coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Agajanian's Speedway America. Larry Huffman and Bruce Van Hall calling the action. And there is Venegas. Charlie Venegas. This kid is either hot or cold. Look at him. He looks like a tough little scrapper out of Brooklyn, doesn't he?
He does, and he is such a nice guy, Larry. He is so professional. He loves it. He's also the United States Ice Champion this year.
Here's the lineup. Handicap semi number 2. Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz, Brad Oxley, Rick Miller, Mike Carrillo, Charlie Venegas, and Jesse Finch. Another good lineup of race. This could be another good race, just like we saw a moment ago, Bruce.
And we've got Phil Collins and Rick Miller. Look at this lineup. This is a great heat. Now, you're going to see guys going directly to the outside to try to get around those front markers. Keep your eye on that first corner, the first couple laps.
Venegas putting the pressure on Finch. Finch gets drawn. He will go down, and a tough one, a bad one.
And Rick Miller had no place to go whatsoever, nor did Bobby Schwartz. Boy, that was a nasty-looking crash.
Finch is hurt, but I think Miller may be hurt more, Bruce, against the wall. If we can get a shot of Rick Miller. There he is. He's trying to get up. I think he took it right in the groin or the chest.
That's a shot of Jesse Finch on the ground right now. Let's have a look at this. Let's see what happens here. Look at Venegas is on the right side of your screen. Jesse Finch is right next to him in the white leathers. Now, Venegas comes in hard. Finch. Charlie kind of stuffed it into Finch.
Yes,
Finch goes over the high side, and everybody kind of piles into Charlie. But what we missed was Rick Miller on the outside, almost hitting the crash wall.
Take a look at it again. Again, Finch is in the white leathers.
Okay, watch Charlie. Charlie comes off the line now, right here, and he kind of stuffs it. You can see him. Right there, he hits Jesse Finch. Jesse Finch goes over the high side. Look at Rick Miller, has no place to go. He gets a piece of Jesse Finch and almost goes head-on in the crash wall. He was very lucky to get it down without going head-on into that crash wall. A great job from Rick Miller as well as the rest of the riders.
Handicap semi number 2, ladies and gentlemen. This is the restart. Same lineup, except for Miller. I don't think Miller's going to start. No, he's not.
Oh, Jesse Finch right there by himself. Now they've moved Charlie Venegas all the way back to the back for causing that restart. Brad Oxley's on the inside right there. Bobby Schwartz is on the outside left part of your screen. Mike Faria in the lime green leathers.
Now remember, the top 4 go to the main event, and it's going to be these 4 right here.
This is where Brad Oxley shines. Oh, Bobby Schwartz trying to get around all of them right there. Bobby Schwartz in the dirt.
Jesse Finch in the white leathers leading. That's Brad Oxley on the inside, Schwartz on the outside, and Faria in the green leathers hovering in 4th.
Now Oxley's going to try to pressure Finch into moving to the outside. Here comes Brad Oxley. Bobby Schwartz moves around Finch, and Finch cannot handle the pressure and goes down. Brad Oxley did not touch him.
Really? He did not touch him?
Did not touch him. Bobby Schwartz was totally unaffected, obviously, because he was ahead of the group.
Bobby Schwartz.
This is where Brad Oxley shines. He adds so much pressure to riders in front of him, and they know that Brad Oxley will move him. Here comes Michael Faria trying to get around Brad Oxley.
Well, the final lap, and it's Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz leading him, and here comes Jack Engstrom on the checkered flag. Schwartz takes it home. 2 riders right on his back wheel. Brad Oxley 2nd and Faria 3rd, and Venegas will transfer. He finishes 4th after starting with the penalty marker. Here's the lineup of the sidecar main event. McIntyre and Ketchum, number 24, Kenny McIntyre, number 99, Steele and King, Randy McIntyre, number 4, and Fox, and 777, Dempster and Lewis. Dempster runs the Kiwi Sign Company. He's a graphic artist.
This is going to be an interesting first corner. Dempster and Lewis are on the inside. Now watch the McIntyres right here. These guys have been going very, very well. What we might see is Dempster and Lewis, they may come off the line a little bit, and these guys may sneak underneath them. Let's see if they prove me correctly here.
The flag
Oh, Dempster Lewis gets a great set. Now look at McIntyre Lewis. right underneath them, just as we called it. Both the McIntyres. McIntyre and, Ketchum right back. Let's see what Dempster and Lewis can do.
They are not doing anything but staying in third right now, Bruce, as number 4 and 24 out in front.
Boy, you see, there's not much room to pass on the outside, so these guys have to go through each other, and which we saw in the first corner.
Black flag. They are black flagging the race, Bruce.
Oh,
I'm not sure what this means.
These guys are still going, Larry. It looks like they're totally unaffected by, yes, they are still black flagging.
Number 24, McIntyre and Ketchum. They're telling him to pull out of the race for some reason. Something is broken, I'm not sure.
McIntyre and Fox is leading this heat. Dempster and Lewis right behind him.
Suddenly it's become a two-team race. 99 went into the infield.
There it is, McIntyre and Fox, unaffected of what's going on behind them, and there's Peter Lewis and Craig Dempster.
Chris Agajanian, Speedway America. Chris, the man who brought these over here in the first place to America. Tried it at his track in South Bay Stadium, which is now closed at Gardena, and they become a crowd favorite. New Zealand sidecars.
Great shot of that passenger laying down on the racetrack, coming in and exiting the corners.
Checkered flag.
Now let's see if we can get a shot of that first corner. Just as we called it, Dempster and Lewis made a very good start, and sure enough, both the McIntyre crew was right there to try to move them over, and that's exactly what they did.
Here's Jim Fishback walking over to talk to the crew of the black flag machine. Now, what Jim is saying is something's wrong with the machine, I guess. Bruce, can you figure it out?
I can't really figure it out. I've never seen a black flag anything like this. Now here, look at this first corner. Look at Lewis and Dempster on the right side of your screen. They make a very good start, but watch what happens to the McIntyres, both of the McIntyre crew. They move off the line right here, and watch what they do. They just look at that front wheel on the inside of the racetrack, and they move Dempster and Lewis right over right there. They actually push them directly out, and look at McIntyre and Fox come right underneath the both of them right there. They really kind of screwed up themselves right there by trying to take out Lewis and Dempster. They should have concentrated on trying to move them out a little bit, but getting back to the inside of the line. Lewis and Dempster just had no place to go whatsoever after that.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the quad main event. Prime Network coverage of Chris Agajanian's Speedway America. There is number 27, Andrew Buck. He's on a Suzuki. A Suzuki frame, Honda motor, Yamaha plastic, Yamaha fiberglass. And there he is. That's a shot of Andrew Buck. The concentration level is so high right now. This is where they're so nervous right now. Not when they come up to the lines, because they've forgotten about everything. They are nervous before they push off, and right there sitting on the pit gate just before they let them loose. That is when they are the most nervous they possibly can be. Quad main event, ladies and gentlemen, the lineup. Brian Fry, Chris Johnson, Pat Bell, Keith McCoy, Barry Kilparis, and Andrew Buck.
Quads are great. Now watch Chris Johnson. He's on the far left hand of the screen. Look at Brian Fry right in the middle. Let's see what Chris Johnson can do. Fry gets a great start, goes inside, moves out a little bit. Chris Johnson is in second. Chris Johnson has to do the work now because Brian Fry is ahead of him.
And Brian Fry is extremely hard to pass, Bruce Penhall. He's had a lot of experience on the ovals of Southern California, and he's tougher than heck to pass.
Look at Chris Johnson. He's setting him up. Look at he's riding harder, coming out of the corners and riding a tighter line. But Brian Fry, look at Brian Fry, is slowing down a little bit, coming in the corners, and Chris Johnson is right there waiting for the little mistake. Look at, there's a little mistake.
There it is.
Chris Johnson down that front straightaway, moves over Brian Fry. Look at Brian Fry back underneath him.
Fry goes back in front of the inside. The crowd going crazy as Fry goes back in front of Johnson right on his back tires. They are going at it, hammer and tongs. 27, Andrew Buck running in third spot.
Our white flag is coming out, Larry. Can Chris Johnson get by Brian Fry once again down this front straightaway?
Boy, anybody
set him up.
Anybody could win this one, Bruce, as Fry tries to hold on to the lead. Johnson on his back wheels. Here's the finish. Whoa, no! Less than half a quad length. It is flying Brian Fry picking up some big points here in the Speedway America Series.
Oh, we've got to see if we can get a shot of that replay right there. That double pass. What a great pass from Chris Johnson. Watch this. Let's see if we can pick it up here, Larry.
In slow motion. Look back here now. What's happening? Okay, on the yellow bike, that's Fry. Johnson in second.
Brian Fry overslides a little bit. Chris Johnson comes right back to the inside. He gets a nice drive down that front straightaway. He moves it in here. Look at Chris Johnson, though. What he'll do, he'll move off the line. Brian Fry chops it back right to the inside and gets back by Chris Johnson. What a great pass by by the both of them. Brian Fry obviously coming out ahead and winning the main event. A great ride by the both of them.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the handicap main event, the big money race of the night here at Costa Mesa Speedway. And there is Brad Oxley. He is talking to his pit man, and he's set to go. Sponsored by Miller Genuine Draft and NJK. He's on a Westlake out of England, the son of Harry and Marilyn Oxley, the godfather and godmother of Speedway, respectively. Out of Southern California. And boy, we got a lineup in this race, Bruce, that'll knock the barn door down. And the Mike Faria fans coming out here. Speedway's top gun is #1, Mike Faria. Russell Racing, Flying Mike. They love Prime Ticket. Oh, these kids are serious. And there's number 43. Bruce, we talked about him earlier, Charlie Venegas. They call him the Edge. He says, call me the Edge. Sometimes he goes over the edge.
Looks like a little pit bull, as you said earlier.
Yes,
I mean, he's a fighter, though.
He is a fighter. He looks like
a
a street fighter out of Brooklyn. Here we go. Handicap main event looks like this. Venegas, Mike Faria, Brad Oxley, Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz, Steve Bad Boy Lucero, Alan the Iceman Christian, Robert Fetzing, and Sutton Sam Ermolenko.
4 riders off the 50-yard line, Larry. As well as 3 riders off the 40. Now, you got to keep your eye on Fetzing. Fetzing is on the 40-yard line. He is 10 yards in front of Faria, Christian, Sam Ermolenko, and Schwartz.
It's going to be interesting because Venegas is the only rider on the 30. Everybody else is on the 40 or 50, and he's going to feel like a freight train's coming down his back.
He sure is. Now, let's see if he can ride that steady line on the inside. Brad Oxley right there on the inside. Now, Brad Oxley will apply all the pressure. Here comes Fetzing on the outside of Charlie Venegas.
Okay, Venegas in front. Fetzing going around to the outside. He rides the outside extremely well. Venegas trying to block both Fetzing on the outside and Oxley on the inside. And Fetzing breaks around. Fetzing goes in front. Venegas in second, and now Oxley moves up behind Venegas.
Fetzing does the best move of the night. He stays to the outside and he goes right back to the inside once he got by Charlie Venegas. Handicap main, this is where all of the points will accumulate over the night.
Good point. This is where for a points race and also the big money race of the night. Chris Agajanian, Speedway America. Fetzing on your left, Venegas in the middle, and Oxley coming apart on the inside.
Here comes Lucero trying to make the move on the outside, but cannot seem to get around Alan Christian.
Christian, number 2, goes to 4th, and now Christian is starting to put the pressure on Oxley.
And there goes Oxley underneath Charlie Venegas.
Oh!
Oh, what a save! Oh, Charlie Venegas into the fence.
Hard.
Almost saved it.
Yes, he almost did, but he hit that wall, and they are bringing out the red flag.
Now, the referee will stop that because he thought that there was a chance that Charlie could have been injured, and it could have possibly hurt him even more if somebody ran into him. There's Charlie right there, walking across the infield.
Let's take a look at the crash. What happens, Bruce?
He's off the line. See, he's got that rear wheel in the dirt. Now, right now, he'll hook up. He'll hit some big dirt right now. He lifts. Look at a wheelie right there. He almost saves it.
Whoa.
He gets over the high side almost and then just bails off because he knows. And boom,
look at his head hit the wall. Thank goodness for full coverage helmets, folks. Right there. One more time, different angle. Watch
Brad Oxley doesn't touch him. Now look at, he's in the dirt. Right now, he lifts. He gets a lot of traction. He sees the fence coming and he just jumps off and tries to get away from the crash wall, which is the smartest thing to do. You can repair those motorcycles, but the body is hard to repair.
All right, here we go. The main event, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Alan Christian gets a start, and he goes right to the inside, but look at Fetzing, makes a very good start. And on the outside of our right-hand screen there is Charlie Ermolenko. Charlie's in the dirt. Now, Charlie does have enough time to get around these guys. Let's see if he can use that dirt to his advantage.
Actually, that's Sam Ermolenko going to the outside. It is Fetzing running in front, Christian in second, and Sutton, Sam Ermolenko on the outside in third.
Fetzing is riding that groove right on the inside, and Alan Christian's waiting for that mistake. Fetzing's been around for quite some time. He will not make mistakes.
He's tough to pass, Bruce. And we got the white flag out. That's Christian in the blue leathers, number 2 in second. Oxley in third, and Fetzing is heading for the checkered flag.
Fetzing will take his hand off and wave. Yes, he is loving it. Boy, all the points accumulate to this main event.
Robert Fetzing, he's happy. He takes home the bacon in the main event. Welcome back to Costa Mesa Speedway. I'm Larry Huffman with Bruce Penhall. Bruce, an exciting night of racing, some surprises.
Boy, it certainly was. And Rob Fetzing coming off the 40-yard line.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if they move him back 10 yards next time in the handicap part of the program, but he did a great job winning the handicap.
He really did. Let's look at the point standings after these rounds. After 7 rounds, Fetzing and Oxley are tied with 32 points. Chris Johnson with 75 points, increasing that lead in quad racing. And Steele and King in the sidecar, 44 points. No surprises there.
No, none whatsoever.
Let's go down to Paul Sunderland on the track. Paul, take it away.
Thanks, Larry. With Robert Fencing, congratulations tonight. You must have been very nervous. They restart the race. You're in the lead with 3 laps to go. What's going through your mind?
I think nervous was a good word for that, Paul. I knew I had a little bit of momentum going, and I had a good hard line going before the restart. And then on the restart, I knew the guys behind me were going to have a better run to the first turn than I was, no matter how good a start I made. But luckily, I got to the pole and was able to hold off Alan. What got you off to that good start in the first place in the lead? Well, I just gave the bike every ounce of power it had and got just a good drive to the turn, and I knew I didn't have much of a run. I thought about starting right next to the wall on the outside, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. All right, congratulations. We'll see you in the winner's circle again. Back up to you, Larry.
Thank you, Paul. Good job tonight. Bruce, good job with you.
Nice to see you again, Larry.
We'll be back next week, ladies and gentlemen. For Bruce and Paul, I'm Larry Huffman. Thanks for joining us.